Vibe coding has made it ridiculously easy to start building software, but it also makes it ridiculously easy to burn through your tokens, break your project, and have no idea what the AI has changed. After building projects with Claude Code and Codex,
here are 5 tips that I use to make my vibe coding more effective.
Tip number 1, before you let AI loose on any project, give yourself an undo button. This for me is GitHub. Even if you don't want anyone to see the code that you're writing, you can create a private repository and you can save your code as you go. When you make changes to code, you save it to GitHub with a message. These are called commits. What you can see here is a list of commits. So when I'm vibe coding applications and I ask the AI to make a big change, I make sure I commit everything that's working so far with a message, so that if and when the AI makes a mistake, I am able to jump back to a previous working version of my code without spending multiple prompts and tons of tokens trying to have the AI fix my code. Tip number 2, match the model to the task. This seems obvious, but I see so many people using models like Sonnet 5 or Opus to perform really simple tasks like updating a logo image or updating some text or writing documentation. If you're updating a logo, use something like Haiku. If you're doing some basic coding, use Sonnet. Only use the bigger models when you're doing more complex tasks. This will save you a ton of tokens, especially using Sonnet 4.6 and Haiku 4.5 while they're still available. Tip number 3 is give the AI some memory, and I do this in 4 ways. I create a project MD. That's a high level overview of what the project is, the architecture and the technology. Plan.md, this is a development plan that I'm working towards, a particular milestone like releasing to the App Store. Then the to-do.md, this splits up that plan into individual tasks that can be picked up and described to the model. Decisions.md, so this tracks any decisions we've made about the project that I want the model to know and not to change in future iterations. Now the most important thing is this isn't just set it and forget it. Each time we complete a task, ask your AI to update these documents. Tip number 4 is keep UI design separate from coding. There's plenty of tools out there now that specialize in user interface design, like Claude Design and even ChatGPT. Use these tools to generate high fidelity designs of your application, and then use tools like Canva where you can bring these designs and use things like magic layers to separate your designs out and save sprites that can be used within your application. So tip number 5 is don't forget you're still part of the development team for your application. Just because the AI is taking care of the coding doesn't mean you shouldn't intervene. Don't just leave the AI to go wild and implement new features. Keep control over what it's building and keep guiding and directing the AI as if you are the manager of this whole project. This even goes for testing. Claude models can test mobile applications and web apps, but it often uses up many tokens and is way quicker and more efficient to test the application yourself and make sure it's working the way you expect rather than rely on Claude to test. Use a model where it makes sense to use it and where you get the biggest advantage. So there you have it. Those are my 5 tips to help you get the most out of those usage quotas and make the best of your vibe coded project. Leave a comment below if you have any other tips that you use, and if not, subscribe and follow the channel for more updates.